Hi, my name is Dominic. Today I'm going to be talking about meiosis. So what is meiosis? Well, meiosis is a special kind of cell division that creates reproductive cells called gametes in sexually reproducing organisms. So for example, in humans, it'll create the sperm and egg cells that are needed for reproduction. What you need to know about gametes are that they're what's called haploids, in that they only have half the total number of chromosomes of regular cells. And what's going to happen with these gametes is that their DNA and chromosomes are going to be randomly selected between each homologous chromosome pair as the cell undergoes the 8-step process. So before the cell can undergo meiosis, it has to first go through interphase. This step is very similar to mitotic interphase in that the cell is going to grow, unduplicated chromosomes turn into duplicated chromosomes, and the cell is going to get ready to split. So the first step of meiosis is prophase 1. And just like mitotic prophase, the nuclear membrane of the cell is going to dissolve, revealing the chromosomes inside the nucleus, and the centrioles are going to move to opposite sides of the cell, and the spindle fibers are going to attach to each chromosome. Now, unlike mitotic prophase, the DNA from each chromosome pair is going to do what's called crossing over, where DNA from each homologous chromosome is going to cross over, and what's going to happen is this is going to increase the genetic diversity and randomness of cells. So, for example, this is what contributes to eye color, hair curliness, and your overall features that make an organism what it is. So the next step is metaphase. What's going to happen in metaphase is homologous chromosomes are going to line up in pairs, unlike mitotic metaphase. It's not the sister chromatids that split, but instead it's the chromosome pairs that split in between each cell. What's going to happen is each chromosome pair is going to undergo what's called independent assortment. During independent assortment, each chromosome pair is going to randomly decide which cell it's going to go to. So, just in this example down here, you'll have two different possibilities for the chromosomes, but in humans, because we have 46 chromosomes, it's going to add up to a 28 10 trillionth of a chance for each different chromosome combination for each gamete cell. So the next step is anaphase. Just like mitotic anaphase, the chromosomes are going to be pulled away from each other by the spindle fibers as the cell splits. And the new cells are going to be haploids, where they only have half the total number of chromosomes. So as you can see, no new chromosomes are being created here. They're just being pulled apart from each other, and their sister chromatids stay intact. And this is one of the few instances where some cells in your body don't have an exact copy of your own DNA. So the next step is telophase. During telophase, the cell is going to perform cytokinesis, where the cell membrane divides, and each of these cells is now going to be a haploid, where they only have half the total number of cells, or only half the number of chromosomes. And this picture is a little inaccurate because the nucleus doesn't actually form, but instead the cell is immediately going to get ready for another division. So the next steps, 5 through 8, prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, and telophase 2. I'm just going to paraphrase a little bit because these 4 steps are very similar to mitotic division, where the sister chromatids of each chromosome is going to divide and create another division between the two cells. The only difference is that this is going to immediately happen after telophase 1, so no nuclear membrane is going to form. It's going to immediately divide, and because these are haploid cells, only half the total number of chromosomes are going to split. So if these were human cells, they would only have 23 chromosomes each, as opposed to the normal 46 chromosomes. And Once these 4 cells are created, they're now ready to begin the fertilization process and create babies for sexually reproducing organisms. And as a final interesting fact, egg cells are the gamete cells that cannot move, whereas sperm cells are the gamete cells that can move. So there you go. Hope you learned a thing or two about meiosis. Thanks for watching.